Welcome back. I want to point out to you guys that this entire process is really only going to take you a matter of a few minutes to do. It's going to take longer for me because I'm going to have to explain and stop along the process and show you and explain every single little step you have to do. But please keep in mind, this is not going to take you very long to do. It's a short process. It just takes long to explain the entire thing when you're stringing all these pieces together and showing you how all of this works. Now, I'm on a Macintosh computer, but keep in mind it doesn't matter what kind of computer you use, as long as you have an internet connection and whatever internet browser you use, it doesn't matter. All of this is going to work exactly the same. So to go ahead and get started, I'm going to go ahead and open up my Safari web browser, but again, if you use Internet Explorer, Chrome, Firefox, AOL, doesn't matter. And the first thing we need to do is go on over to our WordPress website to the login page. And the way you would do that is to type in your website /wp-admin or wp-login.php, just as it's showing up here. But in this particular instance, WordPress on this website is installed within what's called a subdirectory. So it's domain.com/WordPress/wp-login. But normally it would just look like this. That's normally how you would see the login page. Now, I'm going to go ahead and I use a password management program because I have way too many passwords to remember, but I'm sure you can obviously keep note and make sure that you have your username and your password secured somewhere. So I'm going to go ahead and log in now, and I don't want to remember my password for this page to load up automatically. And now we're back into the back end of the WordPress for your website, and in this case, this particular website, boyoblog.com. The first thing we need to do is head on over to the plugins section and go ahead and add a new plugin. So I'm going to go ahead and do that, and then we want to click on the upload button here, and we want to go point and find where we have the software downloaded on our computer so that we can upload it to the WordPress installation and get it installed. So I'm going to click on add choose file, and I actually have mine on my desktop, so I'm going to go ahead and select it and click choose and go ahead and click install. And this shouldn't take very long depending on your internet connection. Excellent. Now we have to go ahead and activate it. And once it's activated, we're going to go move on to the next step so that we have exactly what we need to configure it. Now you can see here on the bottom sort of left hand side of the screen, there's a new section here that's been added called SMS schema. And the first thing we'll need to do is click on going over to the settings section. Now once we're in the settings section here, there's two pieces of information that we need to provide, which is from a company that's known as Twilio.com, that they provide what's known as cloud-based communications for text message, phone calls, 800 numbers. What's fantastic about this service is that it is dirt cheap. It is the cheapest you will ever find. A local phone number in your area for your business, for your restaurant, is going to be $1 per month, and you only pay for what you use. So every time you send out a text message or receive a text message on the phone number, it's only going to cost you a penny. So we need to go ahead, and I don't have a Twilio account set up for this particular business, this particular restaurant. So I'm going to go ahead and go over to Twilio.com and set up an account to go ahead and obtain what's known as the account SID and the authorization token. Then we can come back here, save that, and proceed with configuring this text message review software that is going to streamline customer feedback, help you build a database of cell phones, and help you build an email database, because that is the communication machine. That is the mechanism that is going to be your money maker over the next 12, 24, 36, 48 months. Regardless of what's going on in the economy, whether we're headed toward the fiscal cliff, whether we're going to fall off or we're going to stay, it doesn't matter. Regardless of what the market condition is, whether food prices are going up, going down, whether the cost of business, of labor, of minimum rate hikes, whatever the situation, whatever the challenge might be, you have this communication machine that you can use to build better relationships with your customers, to get people coming back over and over again. So I'm going to go ahead and go on over to Twilio.com, which I have set up here on this open tab, and I'm going to go ahead and log in. Now keep in mind This is your information, your data, you control this. So that's what's fantastic about this. There's a lot of companies that provide a lot of different services out there, but you have to use their phone numbers, their software, and they keep your data. This is your business. You're in charge of your business. It's yours. So there's no reason why you shouldn't have control over your customer database and be able to do whatever it is that you want to do with it. Now, this is an already existing account that I have configured on my computer, but I'm going to go ahead and click on the sign up for free button here after I clicked on login. And I'm going to go ahead and fill out this information here. And I can't seem to remember what the email was. Now, I'm going to go ahead and switch on over to an application that I have that basically just manages email, but this is just a basic Gmail address. There's nothing particularly fancy about this. Now, because I don't want to copy and paste it, I'm just going to I don't want to type it out. I'm just going to copy and paste it here from an already existing email. And let's go back to our web page here, and let's go ahead and type in the email address. And I'm going to go ahead and select a password here that is pretty secure, or wouldn't be easily guessed, I should say. And this little window that popped up here is again my password manager, so I don't have to remember what these things are. And we need to verify that you're a human, so enter a phone number that we can call you with the validation code. So in this instance, I'm going to go ahead and enter in my cell phone, and they can go ahead and call me so that they can verify that. So I'm going to go ahead and wait just a second. One second here. I'm answering my phone now. Excellent. Okay, I'm hanging up my phone now and I've validated everything. So your first Twilio phone number is 2134. Wow, or choose your own phone number. Well, here's the thing. I don't like that phone number because of the fact that this particular business is already set up. They have, excuse me, 3 locations established in the Santa Ana area, which is a 714 area code. So I'd prefer to go ahead and get a 714 area code. So I'm going to go ahead and click on choose my own number and type in a 714 number and go ahead and do a search. And they have a massive database of phone numbers, so you can feel free to choose whatever number you prefer. So let's see here. I'm going to try and go for something that's pretty simple to remember and pretty basic. I kind of don't like any of these results. Let me take a quick look at them here. 676 1391. That one's kind of okay. So I'm going to go ahead and I think we'll go with that one. So I'll go ahead and click on Get Started. And done testing. Let's go ahead and let's go to my account here. Click on go to my account number. Now, the account is already done and it's set up, but it's in a trial mode. And in order to get that out of trial mode, to get the rest of this process configured with your text message marketing software, what we need to do is add a credit card to the account. Now, the way that Twilio works is it's not going to bill you every single month for what you use. You have to deposit it and kind of prepay. So you can prepay about as little as I believe it's $20 or $30, and whatever phone number you select, they're going to deduct that $1 every single month from that $20 balance. And every time you send text messages, they're just going to deduct it from that balance that you have in your account. When the account falls below a certain amount, you can automatically set it to refill with 20, 30, 40, $50, whatever you prefer. So I'm going to go ahead and upgrade that now because in order to make this entire process work, we need to move forward with that. But I'm going to go ahead and pause the video for just a second here while I go ahead and enter in this information because obviously I don't want to show you the credit card information. So I'll be right back. Here I'm back, and I've gone ahead and entered in all the credit card information, and I've moved down from the screen here so you're not going to see any of that. And here's where it is right here. We're going to go ahead and add $20, but you can choose to deposit up to $80. And here's a setting to automatically recharge, that when the balance falls below $10, it's going to automatically recharge the account with $30. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the upgrade account. And depending on your internet connection, this can take just a second here. And congratulations, the account's been upgraded to a pro account, and the trial phone number 714-676-1391 is now yours to keep for $1 a month. You really can't beat that. You can't get any cheaper than that. But the whole reason of creating that account here is because of these two bits of information that we need here, which is if we go to, I believe, our dashboard here, here's what we're looking for: the account SID and the authorization token. Now, this will obviously be blurred out here for the account authentication token because I can't share that since this belongs to this particular website owner. But what I'll go ahead and do is simply just copy and paste this, and I'm going to go ahead and go back to the previous tab I had open for the SMS schema software, and I'm going to go ahead and paste that into the account SID section. The next bit of information we need is the authentication token, so I'm going to go ahead and grab that now and copy and paste it by just right clicking and clicking on copy, going back to the tab for the WordPress website and pasting it in. Now once I'm there, I'm going to go ahead and just click on Save Settings. And what kind of an error message? Oh, I don't know what that error message was about, but the Twilio settings have been updated. So the important thing to do next now is that we want to assign our phone number to this software. And the way we'll do that is to go ahead and click on the existing radio button that's here, pulling this drop down list, and you can see here that the phone number we selected earlier is available, which is 714-676-1391. So go ahead and select that and click on Assign Phone Number. And now that phone number has been assigned to this software. So we're done with Twilio. We don't need to do anything else, so I'm going to go ahead and close my browser window for Twilio because we're done. We're set. We have nothing else to do there. So the important thing to do next now is to go over to the campaign section here that's underneath the SMS schema menu section on the left-hand side, and we want to create our first campaign. And we're going to go ahead and do that. Now keep in mind, this is completely customizable. You can go ahead and put whatever it is that you'd like here. So we'll start by clicking on the new campaign section, and underneath the add campaign name, you can choose this to be whatever you'd like. It's an internal name. Nobody will ever see it. So the campaign name, we'll just call it, would be customer feedback. And the keyword will be whatever you prefer. Think of something short, something simple, something that customers don't have to spend or type too many keys in to go ahead and get in. So we'll go ahead and just call this, we'll say it's feedback. And once that's done, we need to go ahead and assign a phone number to this. And since we've already done that, it's the 714-676 number here. You can have multiple numbers if you'd like. I don't know why you would do that, but if you wanted to, it's totally up to you. And we'll get to the most important section here, which is the questions section. So remember that any questions you set up have to have two key elements, and that's a rating and a name. You don't have to collect an email, and you don't have to ask any other specific questions, but it's kind of awkward if you don't have that set up. So the first thing we'll need to do is go ahead and ask a regular question, or excuse me, we'll go ahead and say it's the name here. So we'll say, hello, please respond with your name so we know who you are. And it'd be helpful if I would properly spell respond, right? So once that's done, we'll go ahead and click on the add button. Let's go ahead and ask a regular question now, or let's go ahead and ask a rating question here. So a rating would be type. So on a scale, let's go ahead and start that and say, thank you for visiting our restaurant today. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate the quality of our food? How would you rate your meal? I think that's a better question. How would you rate your meal? And remember, you have a limit of 160 characters, but as you can see, as you type, the character count goes up here. So far I have 92. So go ahead and click OK. And then go ahead and ask just a regular question. So what did you like most about our restaurant today? Give a customer a chance to respond with whatever it is that they'd like to say, kind of some free-form information instead of it being sort of predetermined for them. And the last thing we'll say is an email. So please reply with your email. We never share or will spam your account. Actually, I think I'll change that and say we respect your privacy and never share or spam, so that we can keep you informed of any specials or menu changes. And go ahead and click on add, and there we are done. Now here's an important factor to keep in mind. The beautiful thing about this software is that it's going to go ahead and take these reviews and publish them automatically on your website. But the important thing to do is, because we respect people's privacy, is to go ahead and uncheck this box next to email under the publish column here, because we don't want customers' emails to automatically get published to the website. So now that we're done there, you can go ahead and select a rating threshold so that only reviews over a certain number of stars between 1 to 5 actually show up on the website. So in this case, we'll go ahead and say over 3 stars. And the description or image, you don't need to worry about that. But here's where this becomes even more powerful. That here is where you need to go ahead and set up what's called an autoresponder, an email service, so that when people respond via text message with their email address, their email will automatically get put into some email marketing software, your customer database, that you can use to communicate and contact with them as much and as often as you'd like. So the option to go ahead and do that here would be to select the second option, which would be Hungry Hippo. And then we need to go ahead and put some code in here that is going to take care of that entire process. But here's where we're going to stop with this configuration, and we're going to go ahead and head over to the email marketing software, and we're going to go ahead and set that up. But again, it's a very, very short process. So I'm going to go ahead and log in now. And once I'm logged in, the first step, the first thing that we need to do is to create an email list. After we create the email list, we're going to create a form that is for that specific email list. And then we're going to take that form code, that form information, that code that this software spits out for you, and we're going to go ahead and make some minor modifications to it, and we're going to come back to our WordPress website, and we're going to paste that code right into that box right there. So I'm going to go back to the email marketing software here, go right here under contact lists, and I'm going to go ahead and create a contact list. And for the contact list, the list name, this is internal, so you can put whatever you'd like here. We'll just call this and say these are SMS reviews. And the list owner's name is Alfonso Corona. That is his email address. And we'll leave all of that alone, except right here under custom fields. We don't need any of this, so we're going to uncheck all of this here. And when we're done there, we'll just go ahead and hit Save Changes. Now the next thing we need to do is go over here to the form section, and we want to create a website form. And in creating the website form, we want it to be a subscription type. And for the name of this form, you can name it whatever you like. Again, it's internal. So we'll just call this SMS Reviews to kind of keep it consistent between what's the form name and what's the contact list name. And we don't want these to be double opt-in email confirmations, and we don't want to send an email, a thank you email. If you wanted to, you could configure that. And we'll go ahead and leave that unchecked as well too. And we'll leave here for choose a form design, we'll leave that as classic. For the email campaign format, we'll go ahead and always select HTML, and I'll explain that to you in a minute. And we don't want to use captcha form security, so we'll go ahead and uncheck that. Now we need to choose this form, what contact list will the information be put in, and that's where we go ahead and select that we want the SMS Reviews contact list that we just created a minute ago. So anyone who fills out this form, the information is automatically going to go ahead and get put into the SMS Reviews contact list. So we'll go ahead and click on Next, and you don't need to change any of this, so we'll click on Next. And we don't need to change any of this either, so we'll go ahead and click on Next. And then all we simply need to do is click within this box. It's going to select the entire thing. And depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC, if you're on a Mac, you'd click on the Command key and C to copy it. If you're on a PC, it would be the Control key on your keyboard, which should be on the bottom left, and the letter C. Or using your mouse, you can simply just right click and select Copy. Now, I already have two text documents open. The one on the right hand side is a template. The one on the left hand side is where we're going to go ahead and put the code that we just copied. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and select paste, or if you were on a Mac you could have done Command V, or on a PC Control C. Now you'll notice that what's on the right hand side is what our code needs to look like, and that's what we're going to put into our WordPress website. What's on the left hand side is a lot of extra stuff that you don't need and don't need to use. So what we're going to go ahead and do is everything here from this style section all the way to the very top, we're going to go ahead and delete it because you don't need it. I'm going to go ahead and scroll down, and everything that's right here from this script type text JavaScript down, we're going to go ahead and delete that too because you don't need it. Now you can see here that the left looks a little more like the right, and that's really all we care about. Now, instead of confusing or it being overwhelming or wondering what you're doing, or I don't want to make you feel like you're some kind of programmer, the only thing we need to do is to go ahead and right here in the actions section is to copy over this little line right here. http www.hungryhippotakeout.com mail desk form.php form equals number 1. That's all we need to do. So we're going to go ahead and right click on that and select copy, or it could have been Command C or Control key. We're going to use the template on our right hand side, and this template we're going to make it available, and we're going to highlight this information right here, and we're going to go ahead and delete it, and we're going to right click and select paste. And that's it. This code right here is what you're going to put into your WordPress plugin that you just set up and you're in the process of finalizing for configuring. So we're going to go ahead and select all of this. We're going to right click and copy it, Command C if you're on a Mac, or Control C if you're on a PC. And we're going to come back to our web page here, and we're going to go ahead and paste this, which is just by right clicking and selecting paste, or Command V or Control C, depending on if you're on a Mac or a PC. So now that we're done there, we're done with that section here. If you wanted to, you could set up a series of follow-up text messages that could be sent to the client. However, one thing to keep in mind is that just because you have their information doesn't mean you should be texting or emailing them, more than probably, I would say, minimum once a day. But that can get a little old. Think about it. If you're on a phone and you're the customer, would you want to receive a text message from the chicken place that serves really great chicken, or whatever it is that your particular business seems to offer? So just be conscientious about that. But for this particular example, we're not going to set that up. And then the last thing that you need to worry about is the thank you message. So we'll go ahead and say, thank you so much for taking time today to tell us about, what you thought, what you think about our restaurant. We really appreciate the feedback. If you wanted to, you could provide some type of incentive to say, come back and show this text message inside of our restaurant, and we'll give you a free beverage, drink, 10% off, $3 off, free dessert, whatever it is that you chose, and you could provide and expires in 5 days, 7 days, whatever it is. So if you wanted to say the offer expires in 3 days or 4 days, it'll say automatically come back before this particular date to receive a free whatever it is that you chose. That decision is totally up to you. For now, we'll go ahead and uncheck that, and we'll go ahead and say create campaign. Now we're done, and our campaign has been created, which is excellent. And I've gone ahead and clicked on campaigns here, and you can see our first campaign is customer feedback. The keyword is feedback, and nobody has left any kind of review via text message. So now one of the last steps that you need to do is to place what's called a shortcode on a page that you need to create on your website for reviews. In this particular example, we're going to provide you, you'll find below this video a file you can download that shows you all the shortcodes you can use. So the first one would be to show all the reviews in ascending order. The second one would be to show just the first 5 reviews. The third one would be about the latest reviews, and the fourth one would be the latest 5 reviews. And you can select a threshold to show reviews only a certain amount, but we've already set that, so you don't need to worry. So what I'll go ahead and do, and what most of you should do, is go ahead and select just the first shortcode, because that's all you need to really worry about. So I'm going to go ahead and right click on that and select copy. or you could have Command C if you're on a Mac or Control C if you're on a keyboard. And we're going to come up to our Pages section and we're going to add a new page. And in this page here, it's really simple to do. We're going to go ahead and dismiss that and put customer feedback. Or we'll just say, yeah, customer reviews. Customer reviews, we'll say. And right here in this section, all you simply have to do is paste the shortcode that you just copied. Now it's ideal to click on right here on the right hand side under visual, right next to it is text. Click on text, and anywhere right here go ahead and just right click and select paste, or Command C, Command V or Control key if you're on a Mac or a PC. So I'll go ahead and leave that as is and go ahead and publish this. And here's where we're going to go ahead and do a live example and show you this software. We're going to test it here to make sure that all of this has been configured correctly, which I'm positive it has, but it's really great to see the end result of what you've been working on all of this time. So here it's saying it's an auto draft, so we don't want that to be an auto draft. What I'll do is what we need to do is right click and say open this in a new tab so that we have the reviews page showing here. And I want to go back to the WordPress tab, and I want to go under the schema section here, SMS schema, and I want to click on reviews. And we'll go ahead and leave that there. Now I'm going to go ahead and to go ahead and demonstrate this to you, I'm going to go ahead and queue up some special software that I have set up here that is going to go ahead and allow you to see exactly what's going on my cell phone. But give me just a second here while I bring this up so that I can show you what's happening here. So I'm going to go ahead and start up a special program. This is only for the Mac. I believe you may be able to do this for the PC. I'm not 100% certain. But here's where this is fantastic. This is going to work out really, really well here. Because we're going to go ahead and take this software for a test drive. Excellent. So what we're going to go ahead and do here is I'm going to go ahead and send a text message to our phone number. But I'm going to go ahead and queue up our phone number here. And the phone number we need to send the text message to is our phone number here, 714-676-1391. So I'm going to go ahead and open up on my cell phone and start a brand new text message and text 714-676-1391. And remember, the keyword that we set up was feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and text the word feedback. Go ahead and hit send. And we'll give this a second here. Hello, please respond with your name so we know who you are. In this case, I'll say it's Iman Diaz. Go ahead and respond. Hit send. This is really beautiful. This is one of the best things that you can do for your business today, and it only takes a few minutes to do. As you can see, this isn't complicated. It's just a short series of steps, but this is all taking longer because I have to explain all of this to you and show you step by step so you understand the entire process. So thank you for visiting our restaurant today. On a scale of 1 to 5, how would you rate your meal? So we'll go ahead and put it at we'll say it's a 3.7. Or we'll go ahead and say it's a 4. Go ahead and click reply and send. And what did you like most about our restaurant is the staff was very friendly and the chicken was so flavorful. It made my mouth water. So please reply with your email address. We respect your privacy and never share or spam so that we can keep you informed. So I'm going to go ahead and type in the email address that I have. And I'm going to go ahead and hit send. And then we should be receiving our thank you message. There we go. Thank you so much for taking the time today to let us know what you thought about our restaurant. We really appreciate the feedback. So I'm going to go ahead and let's close this program here so you can't see what's going on my cell phone anymore. And we're still logged into the back end of our WordPress section. I'm going to go ahead and click on the review section here. And you can see here that there's a first review that we've left. You can see the name, you can see the email address, and you can see the phone number and the rating that they left. If I go ahead and click on expand, you can see exactly what was typed out in terms of the question, what did you like most about our restaurant today? But it's important that if anyone should ever leave a bad review or a negative review, rest assured it's not going to show up on the website. But you should log in here on a periodic basis, maybe once every other day, once a week, whichever you prefer, to go ahead and monitor this and make sure that you're staying attentive to any customers who do give any negative feedback. You have their email, you have their phone number, you can call them and make sure that you can take corrective action on the measure and express how it is that you feel toward the customer in terms of them having provided you the feedback that they didn't have a very good experience for whatever the reason was. Now, here's what's great about all of this. I'm going to go ahead and go to the reviews page that we set up, and I'm going to go ahead and refresh the page. And you should see here, excellent, there's a review now. Here's the customer's name, the date, and here's the question, here's the rating that they give, and here's the question about what did you like most about our restaurant, and here's the answer that they gave. So you didn't have to do anything to post these reviews. People who come to your website can see what customers are saying, and all of that is automated. You didn't have to call a web designer, you didn't have to pay anybody any extra money, you didn't have to wait for somebody to get back to you to figure it out. All of this happened in a matter of just minutes. It was automated, and you didn't have to do anything. This provides a very powerful element of social proof. So people who come to your website, they're not really sure, they've never been before, they don't really know if they want to try it. When they see that people have left, 10, 15, 20, 30 reviews, whatever the number might be, and those reviews are all positive, it's going to be a really, really big deciding factor of whether or not they choose to eat there and become one of your customers. So now, here's where all of this becomes even better now. If we go over to our email marketing software, and I'm going to go ahead and click on the home page here, you will see that there is now a brand new email. One email has been added that has been added to your email list here. So if I go to the contact section and I view contact lists, you'll see here under the SMS reviews, there's now one contact. So if I click on view contacts, you can see that now this email address has been added. So this is all automated, it's beautiful, it's cost effective, and most importantly, it places all of this information in your control. You own the email list, you own the cell phone database list, and you are paying for all of the service, so it's cost effective from Twilio, $1 a month and a penny per text message. And the most important thing is the reviews get posted to your website automatically, providing a social proof element to your business that is going to allow other customers to see that you work really hard, you provide great service, and they're going to be able to see what customers have to say about your particular business, your product, your service, your food. So that concludes this tutorial. I know it's been a bit lengthy, but it was important that I stop, I explain all this, and I show you the importance of it, and you really get to see firsthand how this is going to change your business over the next 12, 24, 36 months, regardless of what conditions are going on in the marketplace for your specific industry. So thank you so much. Go out there, take action. If you have any questions, please feel free to use our support desk to contact us, and we will be more than happy to assist you with anything that you need, any technical problems that you have, if it's overwhelming or you need some assistance installing or setting anything up. Thank you so much.